ready? You ready for some action? Are you ready for some football? There's been something, baby, I've been trying to say for an age, and it seems I don't know how. With the past and the future now surrounding me, surrender to whatever cheap thrill can be found. There's been a little trouble since you came to my rescue. And if you were like all of the rest, I would have quit you long ago, but I couldn't do that. Good evening, good people. What's happening? What's going on with the hair? We have hair management issues tonight. We're just going to deal with it. It's not as bad as you all make it out to be. All right? I understand there's issues. We played with Suno V5 last night. That was pretty impressive. We also did a little vibe coding last night. We played with Google Mixboard. I don't think anything major came out today, so that's good. So we can do whatever you want to do. Hair's not that bad. Hey, at least I fucking have hair, right? Hey, Champ, what is it about guitars that you like? What is it? Hey, producer Brandon. Producer Brandon going, I said, at least I have hair. Producer Brandon's like, hey! Sorry about that. Didn't even take that in. My dad at this age was way more bald than I am, so. David played and it plays a lot. Do you don't really care for music, do ya? Goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, minor fall and the major lift. sing, composing, hallelujah. 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 You feel strong, but you need a proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to the kitchen chair. She smashed your throne and cut your hair, and from your lips she drew hallelujah. 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 Whoa! Wow! That dog is a good dog. All right. Share the live. Boom. There's that. Do the black bar thing. Boom. There's that. And welcome, everybody. If you're new here, this is the AI Learning Lab. We occasionally learn something about AI. She came on to him like slow-moving cold front. His beer was warmer than the look in her eye. All right, enough guitar, enough musical instruments. What do you want to talk about tonight? What do you want to talk about tonight? Let's talk about this AI stuff. Who needs Suno when we have Kyle? MCP servers. So here's the deal with MCP servers. If you don't know what an MCP server is, it stands for Model Context Protocol. It was created by a company called Anthropic. If you know what an API is, it's similar to an API. It basically allows you to point your large language model like ChatGPT or Claude at a website, and the MCP part is where you define what actions you can take on that website. So it might be Google Maps, and you could have an MCP server to Google Maps, and you could go find shit on Google Maps through a chat. So it lets you use tools through your chat. I haven't played with them for a couple of reasons. One is it's very new. You still need to be fairly geeky to set them up. They're not super intuitive. They're not super supported, although OpenAI now supports them. Anthropic obviously supports them. They created the protocol. They are anything right now where large language models are using tools are replete with security and privacy challenges. So I'm just kind of waiting. I'm just kind of waiting on them to get a little more baked and a little more easy to use and a little more secure. And they will. They'll get there, whether it's MCPs or some other flavor of them that comes up. Basically, we need, in order for large language models to go truly agentic. You hear a lot about agents right now. A lot of people are talking about agents, but everyone has their head up their ass and everyone's calling everything an agent. An agent is a large language model that can reason and take autonomous action, so it can do things without you babysitting it, and it can use tools. And so using tools might be, I go out to this website and I do some sort of transaction, and then I come back and I tell the thing what I learned or what I did, and then it thinks some more and adds that to the reasoning path and goes out and does something else. Those are coming. We've got little hints of them right now with things like GenSpark and Manus. But it's very, very early days. So I would say, unless you're super geeky, don't worry about it right now. It'll come. It'll come soon enough. And quite frankly, I wouldn't get too super excited about agentic stuff, because at some point, they're going to get good enough that those are going to be the things that do your job that get a bunch of people fired. so cool out on wanting those things to get really good. Ann Murphy, what's happening? What is happening? We got Ann Murphy in the house. We got Dr. J, Ion China, Side Hustle Mimi, shaking it up in here. Source Camp, of course. Tobias, what's shaking? Tobias probably calling in from the hot tub with a wine. You know why? Because he knows how to live life. I'll tell you that right now. I remember the night. What was it? You were doing something and you dropped your phone in the hot tub and kicked you off. Oh man. Jet Set Nick is in the house. What's happening, Jet Setter? Sharon Crawford over on YouTube. How y'all doing? So here's the deal. If you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. We're just getting started. If you have questions about AI, if you have opinions or thoughts about it, if you want me to demo something, I'm happy to demo something. I tend to focus more on generative AI than sort of building AI or doing coding kind of stuff. The reason for that is because my background is in storytelling and self-expression, not in code. I do have a tech company, but I'm not a coder. I'm more of a product person than a coder. And the thing that excites me the most about AI is the fact that non-engineers are now able to harness the power of this thing. And so that's kind of the focus of this channel. But I welcome engineers in here. It's just, if you're an engineer and you have engineering kind of questions, I'm probably going to be a little disappointing to you. And I have become one with my disappointment. Oh man. All right, so Vicky's in the house. Hope you're feeling well. Yeah, actually, that's a good point, Brandon. If you are geeky and you wanna connect with someone who's really deep into the weeds on this stuff, Pate Motter is a member of the AI Salon. If you join the AI Salon at community.thesalon.ai, if you could pull up that URL, Brandon, that is. How is Vicky? Vicky's good. Well, Vicky had some achy joints, de-ached, achy tonight and tired. Yeah, exactly. to de-ache your joints, you have to go through a really achy period. So I think she's in the achy period, which probably sucks. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. Um, so speaking of Anne Murphy, since she's in the house, so if you are a woman in tech, if you are someone who is trying to figure this AI stuff out, the Create conference is happening October 11th to October 14th in Salt Lake City, put on by She Leads AI. So I do the AI Readiness Project podcast with Anne on Wednesdays, and that happened today. So I hope you saw it. If not, shame on you. We are not above shaming people here. We'll do it. We will cast stones. We will cast slurs. We'll do it. We'll go there. Anyway, go to sheleadsai.ai and check out the Create conference. And if you have not signed up for it, you should go do so. So with that, what was that? Fortune. Oh, cool. So breaking here tonight, this is an AI Learning Lab exclusive. If you go to sheleadsai.ai and you want to go to the Create conference, if you put in the code Fortune 500, all caps Fortune 500, you get $500 off. Straight from Anne Murphy. There's a deal. All right. So go sign up. Let's get some people there. All right. Fantastic. I tried to join and couldn't find it. Tried to join what? The Create conference? Let's see. Let me jump over there right now. She leads AI.ai. Maybe you're talking about something else. Yeah, it was right there on the homepage. It was there. Oh no, the podcast. Oh, the podcast. Yes. So the podcast is now happening on a standalone YouTube channel. So I think I need to update. And I've been a bad boy. I have not updated our calendar invites in the salon. That's my problem, Vicki. That's something I've got to fix. Thank you for the reminder for that. Okay, Groovy. Can you tell me some advice in building an AI SaaS app? Tools and advice on the process. Well, I need to know a bit more about you. Let's see. What's your first name there? I can't really see it with this. Someone M38. Someone M38. Listen, someone. Listen. You're never going to be somebody until you're anybody. I am someone. Yeah. Who's on first? Okay. So I assume by how you asked the question, you may not be technical. And if you're thinking, how do I vibe code a SaaS app and get that out there? Because everybody's posting on X that they vibe coded a SaaS app and now they're making $20,000 MRR overnight. You can make money with ChatGPT. You're in that category of people wanting to do things now. So a couple of things. If you really know what you want to do, if you know what you want to do, vibe coding is an option. But there's a couple of things you need to know. If you're new to software development, you need to understand that in order to have a functional application that you're going to charge money for, you need a number of different components. You need the application itself. That's a relatively straightforward thing to do. Then you need a database, you need a web server, you need authentication, like people need to be able to sign up for it, right? And then you need sort of a transaction piece. You need to be able to charge for it. And all of those, and then I guess the fifth one is you need to have that all set up correctly so that you don't get your shit hacked. And what I would say is this: you can vibe code together a prototype of a SaaS app very, very quickly. Going from prototype level to production level is a much heavier lift. and you probably need to learn about some of those other components. Now, what I can tell you is some of the vibe coding platforms are getting better at this. Like Lovable, for example, has a deal with Supabase for the database component of it, and they've got an authentication thing. And they're in beta right now of having their own database backend and their own authentication backend. So Lovable applications are going to handle a lot of the heavy lifting of that stuff. So it's lovable.dev. If you haven't vibe coded something, you should go do that. Some of the other ones are you can do this in Claude. You can do this in ChatGPT in the Canvas. You can do it in Gemini in the Canvas. You can go to aistudio.google.com/apps, and that's a whole vibe coding area. There are a bunch of different places to do it. Replic's got an agent. Cursor is an app that is a vibe coding app that integrates with software development environments. There's a bunch of them out there, but just make sure that you're going into it with eyes wide open to know that you need those components. And if you don't have those components bulletproof, you're going to get hacked, because what's happening is that the software development community is they're not quite as cranky as the creative community is with things like music generation software and video generation software. But the people who've been developers for a long time are decently cranky about people vibe coding apps together. So what they're doing is they're letting people vibe code a SaaS platform, launch it, and then they go exploit it and hack it and do things like that and teach them a lesson. So just be careful. Be careful out there. Lovable to do a 2D game. Absolutely. Let's go make a game. Let's go black screen, please. I think I do have the black screen up. Oh, but you know what I need to do? I need to get rid of my bookmarks here. Always show bookmarks. That helps. That gives us more black. And then I can bring this up like this. There, that's better. Is that better? I think that's a little better. All right. Let's go make a 2D game. Do I want to do it in Lovable? Yeah, let's do it in Lovable. I haven't played in Lovable in a while. MRR, monthly recurring revenue. Yes. ARR, annual recurring revenue. Yeah, I just saw an X post today that some guy was like, a thing I completely vibe coded just hit 20,000 MRR, which, that's not bad. It's 240 grand a year, but it's 20,000 MRR probably, 6 weeks after he made it. So is he going to grow this? Are people actually using it? Like, there's the thing about creating a SaaS app is that your competition is increasing exponentially, and everyone else's ability to create a SaaS app is going to be easier and easier and easier. So your competition is going to be accelerating around you. So make sure that if you're going to start something like that, don't go into it thinking like it's just going to be easy. Like, you've got to market to customers and understand things like customer acquisition cost and churn rate and onboarding, and just there's all sorts of shit you got to contend with if you're doing a SaaS app. All right, I'm willing to learn cybersecurity. Wait, this was good. Who do you recommend me doing to protect it? What do you recommend me doing to protect it? So I'll tell you what you could do is you could just go on X. Actually, you know what? Maybe rather than vibe coding right now, let's hop over to X for a second. Let me share this tab. I'm on X right now, and I'm going to go to Grok. So one of the nice things about Grok, if you've not used Grok, is that Grok can tell you about. Oh, what's a SaaS app? Okay, I'll get to that in a second. One of the nice things about Grok is that because Elon Musk shut down the API to Twitter, Grok is the only large language model that can actually search Twitter, right? And consolidate what's going on there. So you can go to Grok and you can say, I am going to vibe code a SaaS app and want to launch it commercially. I want to better understand the security and configuration issues that beginner vibe coders are overlooking, and I want to get better at my craft so my app is bulletproof. Okay, so that's going to go off and do that. It's going to go think. The request involves vibe coding a SaaS app for commercial launch. Check in. What does SaaS stand for? SaaS stands for software as a service. And so the sort of classic the classic SaaS model is Salesforce, right? So you could create your own database of customer records, right? Say sales prospects, or you can pay Salesforce a monthly fee for them to build the application for you to for your CRM. And so the classic model is you build a website that people log into, and then they pay a monthly fee per seat, right? So per user, and then you make buckets of money because you don't really need that many staff because they're just logging into this piece of software and using it. But everyone needs a different feature, and Salesforce is a classic SaaS app where it's got so much feature bloat and so much sort of overkill on features that it's completely unusable at this point. But no one can leave it because it's got all their customer data in it, right? Like the cost of transitioning from Salesforce to some other CRM is ridiculous, and so they're basically just printing money. So the ideal thing that you want when you create a SaaS app is what's called a sticky SaaS app, where once someone starts using it, they can't unuse it. Like ChatGPT is a good example of that. Like once you've used a large language model, you don't want to not use one again, right? So not to be confused with SaaS, which is what I have exactly. All right, building a SaaS app using no code or low code. I've structured this table for clarity, focusing on key categories of risk: account impersonation and authentication failures. Platforms often default to simple logins or use builders' credentials for everything, and new devs assume built-in auth is good enough without testing edge cases. Attackers can hijack sessions, right? So here's a big, long ass table that Grok just put together. So this is good. I mean, what's nice about Grok looking at X, what people are talking about on X is where all of the AI and dev communities are sort of clashing, right? And so you've got vibe coders going, look, I made my first app. And then the developers are going, hey, numbnuts, you left the back door open. And by the way, I went in there and got all your, customers' credit card information. You might want to close that back up. So you have these conversations going back and forth. The vibe coding platform community is well aware of all these issues. And there's a race right now, in my opinion, for the vibe coding platforms. There's two basic audience for AI coding platforms. One is professional engineers, right? And so things like Cursor and Codex and those sorts of tools are geared at existing engineers doing their work more efficiently. Then you've got things like Lovable, and the sort of the Canvas features in Claude and ChatGPT and now in Gemini are aimed more at, think of it as casual developers, vibe coding developers. So two really distinct audiences. The professionals, they know how to do this shit for the most part. So they're going to do all their configuration, how they do their configuration, and they're going to get that locked down. The casual vibe coders, that's where there's a race right now to make it as simple as possible, to literally just ask for an app, have it build it, and have it automatically set up all of these things like authentication and databases and commerce and security, and create a bulletproof app. There's not one out there that does it, super simply right now. But I would say probably within a year there will be. So it's like right now is a really good time to do it because there's good opportunity. Because once it's trivial for anyone to make an app, then you're going to be competing with 98.5% of people that aren't coders. So hope that helps. Erica Hanna, yeah. Also, how much ad spend to promote it? People never disclose that. Yeah, check in. What does SaaS stand for? Oh, we did that already. Yeah, the Erica's point's a good one. So I talked about customer acquisition cost, or CAC as they call it. If you're talking to a VC and you're like, hey, I got a SaaS company, they're probably going to go, what's your CAC? You're going to be like, excuse me? Did I stutter? What is CAC? Customer acquisition cost. So you want to know your customer acquisition cost. So if you run, let's say you have a 6-month churn, right? And you get a customer and you're charging them $20 a month. And on average, your customers last for 6 months. Ideally, they last longer than that. But let's say on average, they last for 6 months. The lifetime value of that customer, or the annual value of that customer, will be $120, right? 6 months times $20 a month if you're charging $20 a month. So you're going to make $120 on that customer. If you spend $200 in advertising to get every customer that earns you $120, you're not making money. But if you spend $20 per customer to acquire them and you're making $120, then you're making $100 per customer and you might be making money. So here's the other thing about SaaS applications. And where did I hear this? I think it was just a TikTok channel. And I forget who said it. I'd like to credit them with this, but they basically said, listen, one of the challenges with vibe coding is you vibe code up an app you think is really cool, and then you put it out in the world and you wonder why no one comes and uses it. Well, does it actually solve a problem that people have? Does it solve a problem that people have that there's enough urgency around that they're actually willing to pay for a solution? And then can they find you? And so all of these things are really important. So I would say a big thing that you should do before you start vibe coding is a phase that I'm calling in my new book validation. So you've got your ideation phase where you're like, oh, I got an idea for a SaaS app. Cool. The validation phase, before you get to planning and building what you're going to go do, the validation phase is like, go use deep research, go use GenSpark or Manus or ChatGPT deep research or Perplexity, and go say, hey, I've got an idea for an app, and go find me any competitors. Find out how much they're charging. Find out if people are actually signing up for this. Find out what the churn rate is for this category. Find out what the customer acquisition cost is for this category. Go find out if anyone actually wants this thing, right? Very often what you'll find is there are already 2 or 3 major players doing what you want to do. It doesn't mean you can't do it, because execution's hard. You might be able to do it better than they do it. But if you build it and just assume you're like the only one out there, that's just fucking stupid, because we now have deep research, right? We now have agents that will go out and find out all this shit for you, right? So do that first. All right. New book. I check out for a week and there's a new book. Let's do a deal for a launch party. Yeah, let's do it. It's my new book's called 10-Person Team, and it's about if you learn to feed your prompt like a producer, you put yourself in the producer role, then you can sort of spin up a 10-person team that helps you take any idea that you have and 10x its impact and 10x its power and things like that. So I've been thinking a lot about the progression of how you move from an idea to really launching and growing something. And, and the phases are ideation, validation, validate your idea, right? If you're going to put time into this thing, fucking figure it out, right? Then planning, and then building, and then launch and growth. So anyway. Oh, yes. I like it. It's a vibe. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. And the thing that the 10-person team thing does is, one of the things I've been thinking a lot about is every one of us puts limits on ourselves. Let me switch my view here for a second. Every one of us puts limits on ourselves, and there's self-imposed limits, and then there are actual just limits of, you might not have skills, you might not have knowledge. Some of the self-imposed limits are, you might not have confidence to, like, I'm not really a business person. I don't really know a lot about business, but I kind of have this idea for a business. So our limits are defined by our gaps in knowledge and skill, and confidence, I guess, is the third one. What AI allows you to do is to fill in those gaps, right? If you're like, well, I can't be an artist, I'm not creative. Well, now you are. Well, I'm not really a writer. Well, now you are. Well, I don't know how to write a business plan. Well, now you do, right? I can't do research and analysis. Oh, yeah, actually you can now, right? You can spin up a team member to do that. So what you can do is you can just put yourself in the role of the producer, where your only job is to have the idea and hold the idea. And like, you get to define what good looks like, right? And then AI fills in all these gaps that you don't have, and you can just sit there and be like the orchestra conductor. So that's the basic idea. So I'm super excited. Under and overhyped. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I say that AI is paradoxically under and overhyped. Yeah, I think everyone talks about it being overhyped. I think it's actually underhyped. But I will agree with you, Pate. I got to tell you, man, I took on a video job over the weekend, and like every fucking time I try to take something beyond the prototyping stage, try to make something professional, like complete. Oh my God, is it a nightmare, right? Because it's like AI is really good up to about 80, 90%, but it's the 10% that makes a project fucking viable. It's just like, it's maddening. So, and you'll find that with vibe coding too. Like when you start vibe coding your SaaS app, it will absolutely blow your fucking mind how quickly you can get that thing to like 80%. You're like, holy shit, this thing works. And then you're like, oh, well, wait, it's creating two things here, and it should only create one. Let me just go fix that. And then you go try to fix that, and it breaks everything else. And it's a fucking nightmare. Archetypal, what's happening? Oh, man. All right. Is there an AI bubble? A shoe? Oh yes, definitely. Well, so there's a couple of things going on. I think we're going to see waves of AI bubbles. The fact that Meta was hiring 24-year-old developers with $200 million signing bonuses. There's a sign. There's a sign that we might be in a bubble. That if you're that desperate for talent that you're willing to pay $200 million to get an engineer for your AI initiative, that might be an indication we're in a bubble. And I think as the tools get better and better and better, and as more and more compute comes online, TPUs in Google's case and GPUs in NVIDIA's case, we're going to see new capabilities coming, and we're going to see as agentic AI gets stronger and stronger. I think we'll see waves of bubbles where we're like, it's absolutely ridiculous, it's going to crash, and it's going to build ridiculously, then it's going to plateau, and the theory is that at some point the bubble will crash and will come crashing back down. I think what's going to happen is it's going to build ridiculously, plateau, and then some new breakthrough is going to happen. It's going to build again, and then that'll plateau, and then it's going to build again. I think we're probably 5 years out from this thing getting really frothy. Metaphorically, if I compare this to the early days of the World Wide Web, we're probably more like 96, 97 than we are 1999. And the bubble burst in 2000. So 1997, 1998, 1999, the World Wide Web got absolutely fucking ridiculous. There were things being funded that shouldn't have been funded. It was just stupid. There was just stupid money in it, and it needed to crash. I don't think we're there yet with AI. I think there are some areas of AI that are like that, but I think it's just going to keep rising. So, anyway, it's like the .com bubble. A lot of businesses are going to die soon. Yep, I agree with that. And then new ones are going to roll out. The difference between this and the .com boom is that the core feature of the technology of the World Wide Web, it was a single feature. It was the hyperlink, was the single thing that was the foundation for all of the World Wide Web and all of the internet and all of us being connected all the time and commerce, all that sort of stuff. There were things that were layered on top of that, but the core breakthrough technology was the hyperlink. Very simple technology. AI is much more complicated, much more sophisticated, much more capable than just that. So I think where you're going to see growth and evolution is just going to be, it's going to just be way more complicated than the World Wide Web. YouTube comment, David. But then again, Zuck wasted hundreds of $1 million on Metaverse and didn't get anything from it, really. Well, no, that's my point. Is that listen, I know there's some talented 24-year-olds out there. I can't imagine one that's worth $200 million. I mean, if you back a trusted founder and they have a $200 million exit 10 years from now, that's a good startup. So to invest $200 million just as a signing bonus to a 24-year-old, just as an employee, that they better be doing some pretty fucking remarkable work. Yeah, that's some of the bubble behavior that's out there right now. Fucking Zucks. Exactly. Hopefully they'll shop at the AI Salon Mall. That's great. The smart VCs will start shopping and consolidating talent. Yeah, I'll tell you. Here's one that I think is, if you want an area to play in, where I think there's massive opportunity. This is sort of Gary V level. You know, you want to make a name for yourself right now. Turn yourself into an AI content creator. Make AI videos, AI images, AI songs. Get really good at content creation. And I don't just mean like I can prompt and make a cute image. I mean, put together projects, put together 2-3 minute short films, put together music videos, put together art projects that take images and do something with them, 3D space, explorable 3D spaces. If you can establish yourself as a talented content creator right now, one of the things that I'm seeing, and I'm seeing it more and more and more and more, is that the content creation platforms are turning into media companies. They're turning into content companies. They're turning into film studios. And who they're going to hire first and who they're going to feature first on their TV channels, like Runway ML right now just launched a TV channel. What's it called, Brandon? Do you remember what it's called? They have a channel now. Suno has a radio station, and they've now got this thing called Hooks, which is like TikTok. Yeah, Flume. Let's go check out Flume. Runway ML.com. And if you're old enough to remember, get started. Where's Flume? Is it runwayml.com/Flume? Go to dashboard. No. Let's see. runwayml.com/Flume. This page does not exist. Take me home. URL, anybody? A Suno creator in... Oh, yeah. A Suno creator in Mississippi just got a $3 million recording contract. Yeah. Yeah, she created the virtual her, the voice, the look and feel. She's a producer. She's created the songs using Suno. She's got a $3 million deal. It's going to seem weird right now, but I'll tell you what, when MTV first came out, it seemed weird. People are like, wait, what? You're watching songs? This is a channel about watching songs? And it became a juggernaut. When Netflix went from delivering physical DVDs to streaming to then producing original content, people were like, wait, a streaming service is making content? And then they won some Emmys and some Oscars, and holy shit, all of a sudden they were taken seriously. That's going to start happening with these content creation. Flume. But what's the URL? I guess I could go Google it, couldn't I? Runway Flume. Where is that? I just don't see it. I don't see it in Google search. Or did I not say? Yeah, I said Flume. Runway Flume. Runway ML Flume. Watchflume.com. Okay, here we go. Watchflume.com.
For kind of context, I was working on a project in the Netherlands where I wanted to kind of generate a tulip using a GAN. So I took 10,000 photographs of tulips, stripping the tulips, holding the tulips, photographing the tulips. But after I made this data set, I realized that it was important for me to present it as an artwork in and of itself. And this is now a massive installation.
Right. So here's a documentary about someone making data sets, generating content, and then there's other things here that are Runway ML created films, right? And these things are going to go from curiosities and weirdnesses to all of a sudden Paramount is going to buy one of these media properties, right? Or they're going to acquire them or something like that. Or these things are going to spin up and become as powerful as Netflix. So like, and that's going to happen quickly. That's going to happen probably over the next 3 years. Because what's going to happen is right now the technology is still bad enough that professional filmmakers can point to it and go, see, it's still shitty. And they'll point at how amateurish anyone who's making films with this is, and how bad the physics are, and how bad the editing is, and how bad the continuity is, and there's no character consistency. And in the past 3 months, character consistency has gone from unachievable to it's pretty close. And 3 months from now, it'll be really close, right? And so what's going to happen is you're going to have existing story makers that ignore AI and resist it. You're going to have new people that embrace AI and get really good at it, but they don't have storytelling chops. And then you're going to have existing filmmakers that embrace AI and take their really good storytelling chops. And those latter two categories, pure AI storytellers or existing AI storytellers that level up with AI, they're both going to start rising above the noise. And the traditional filmmakers are going to be fucking in a world of hurt, and it sucks. Be trying to catch up, and there's a huge opportunity right now. Huge opportunity. All right. Continuity is the biggest thing. Where are you watching this? The documentary is at watchfoom.com, WATHFOOM. And that's Runway ML's new, like, MTV, I guess. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's go make music. So last night, so if you don't know it, Suno, which is the new, or not the new, which is the music generation tool that's kind of the industry leader. It used to be Suno and Udio were duking it out, and Udio's just sort of fallen off the face of the planet. 11 Labs now has a music generation tool, but 11 Labs music generation tool is probably like Suno's 3.5, which was a year and a half ago. Suno just dropped V5, and we made a song last night. And I'll play it for you. It's really good.
A cafe door, a fleeting face, a matchbook offer, time misplaced. She slipped it deep, her coat held tight, no flame was born, just endless night. Years roll by like tides on stone. What's unlit still chills the bone. Matchbook memory never struck a spark that they forgot to plug. A stranger's gift, a fleeting glance, a fire lost to circumstance. The scent of rain and the city hums. A thousand lives she's lost in one. Her pocket holds a quiet plea, a relic from what could not be. What if the match had kissed the wick? What if the clock had paused its tick? A tiny blaze, a fleeting glow. Will she have stayed? We'll never know. Matchbook memory never struck the spark that they forgot.
Nice. Interesting comments while that was playing. If that elementary school student makes a real artist feel scared, it says more about the artist than the medium. Well, I mean, listen, here's the thing. I don't trivialize the fact that this stuff is scary. Like, if you've been a musician for 20 years or 30 years, and all of a sudden this thing comes along that can do what you do better than you can do it, or even approaching the level that you can do it, that's fucking terrifying. Like, that I get. Ashu asked the question, what do you say to the cohort of people that want to see AI, for the public at least, crash and burn? What I say to them is, I absolutely understand. I understand why you want it to crash and burn, and I would encourage you to hold the hate of AI in parallel with the fact that you actually try it. Like, Anne Murphy made a video about this today that I thought was really good. So someone said, how can you help me not hate AI? And her response was something in the neighborhood of, you know what? You can hate AI, but I want you to try it. You can keep hating it. What my experience has been is that the people that vehemently hate AI have never actually fucking used it. Because the minute you use it, and the minute you shift your mindset from AI as this tool that's going to replace me, to AI as this tool that I can strap on like a jetpack and augment my ideas and amplify my ideas and create this 10-person AI super team that can fill in the gaps where I don't have knowledge and I don't have skills, all of a sudden AI starts to get pretty fucking exciting. So hating AI in the absence of actually understanding it, that's the thing that is, it's the ironic thing is it's going to hurt them the most. Right? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that if you use your hate of AI as the justification for sitting on the sidelines going, I'll never use it, then AI happens to you. And it's going to be fucking miserable. But if you're like, I hate AI, I hate everything it stands for, but you know what? I'm pretty sure it's not going away. So I'm going to go hang out at the AI Learning Lab, or I'm going to go to join the AI Salon, or I'm going to go to the She Leads AI Create conference, and I'm going to sit there pissed off and hating it, but I'm going to learn about it. And I'm going to try it, and I'm going to see what it's like. We're trying to arrange right now. There's a musician named Gabriel, I forget his last name. I don't know if you remember it, Brandon. He's been like a songwriting producer for, I don't know, 25 years. Like, he's an older Gen X dude. And someone told him about Suno, that you can upload your songs into Suno and it will produce them. And you can just like record like a song sketch into Suno and it'll produce it. And there's these videos of him where he's like, he's pissed off and intrigued at the same time. Hang on. I'm going to do a TikTok physical dexterity challenge, which I failed. Damn it. What happened? All right, there we go. And he thankfully made these TikTok videos of himself playing his song into Suno and then hitting the generate button. And like 10 seconds later, 2 versions of his song come out that are fully produced. And you can watch his face melting and you can watch him trying to process what this actually means. And then over the next week or two, he takes his most complicated song and then his favorite song and then a song that he wrote for a teacher when he was 17. And he puts them all in, and you just witness him co-processing how pissed off he is that everything he's done in his life is now up for grabs, and going, these tools are remarkable and I'm going to learn how to use them, because he's smart enough to recognize that this shit's not going away. So that if he wants to be a relevant music producer, he's at least got to understand what he's fucking competing with, right? That kind of attitude is what I would say to the haters. Hate it all you want, but fucking understand it. Like, understand it from the inside. Understand it from using it. Because what you may find is that once you actually understand it, you're like, I actually kind of like this. This can actually make a difference for me. It can make a difference for other people. Jeff Flanagan on YouTube Spotlight. Hate it, but firsthand. Well, but what I would say is hold the hate, right? Just put the hate on pause. You can come back to the hate. Just pause it for a second. Try on AI. Oh, I still hate it. I hate the way it was trained. I hate the way it was trained too. And I also know that we would not have the AI we have today if they had asked permission to do that. I know that. Right? And they're paying the price. Anthropic just got slapped with a $1.5 billion settlement. Now, luckily, they raised $10 billion, so they're going to spend 1.5 of that paying book authors. Great. And now that it's trained, we have this remarkable fucking tool. Right? And so just pause the hate for a moment, try it on, see where it is, and then think critically about where you stand with it. You can return to the hate. You can return and say, hey, I did it. I went in. I had a couple of Kevin McAllister moments. I'm going to choose to never use it again. I'm getting a cabin in the woods. Peace out. I'm checking out. Erica, the same people hated email and didn't trust the internet. But so this is the other thing. So the one thing is, I don't think it's realistic for AI optimists like myself to evangelize people that hate AI not to hate it. But what I can evangelize is give it a fucking shot. Don't sit on the sidelines, right? Here's the thing about the haters. The haters have always hated. Every single technological revolution in human history has been met with people that say, this new technology will ruin the world. It happened with the steam-powered loom. It happened with the printing press. I'm sure it happened with fire. You realize that could burn down the village. Don't you dare bring fire near me, you heathen. Right? Wheels. Can you imagine how many people got rolled over by those big giant stone wheels and got crushed to death? I'm sure there were the equivalent of posters, anti-wheel posters in the wheel community. Let's go back to dragging things. Right? The fucking steam engine. Think about this. Over a 40 or 50 year period from when the steam engine was invented, 80% of the jobs that people had were eliminated. 80%. Now, it took 40 or 50 years. We are likely going to live through something like that happening over 5 or 10 years. Probably more like 10, because shit takes longer than you think it's going to. But probably over 10 years, 80% of the current jobs are going to be gone. And then you're like, well, wait, what happened to those 80% of the people? Well, those 80% of the people all worked on farms. We were an agrarian society. The steam engine came along, and it had better muscles than men and horses did. Right? 10 horsepower. Wait, we could get rid of 10 horses? Right? How many people power is that? Oh, that's like 50. Wait, 50 people are going to lose their job? Yep. What happened to those people? Did they just dig a hole and crawl in it and die? No. We're human beings. We adapt. They left the farm. Where did they go? They went to New York City. They went to Philadelphia. They went to Cleveland. They went to cities. They created cities. They created the service economy. They created restaurants. They created jobs that when they worked on a farm, you couldn't imagine that that would be a job. Wait a minute. You can put a cart full of meat on the street and people will walk by and they will give you money to cook them meat on the street? Yeah. How do you do that? I made a cart and I have hot water in it and I stick the hot dogs in the water and then I have mustard in a little thing here. What happens when it gets sunny? Oh, I have an umbrella. And I painted my umbrella yellow and people like my yellow umbrella so they come buy my hot dogs. That's a job? Yeah. Yeah, that's a job. That's still a job today, right? So we don't know what the next jobs are going to be. But the fear is still very real and the fear is still very palpable. What makes it particularly pointed right now is that all of the well-educated people, the knowledge workers, assumed that they were immune from this change. And they're not. Frankly, I don't think anyone's immune. I think if you're a plumber and if you're paying attention to what's going on with humanoid robots, at some point, we're going to have humanoid robots coming over to the house to fix the plumbing. Now, is that, this year or next? No. Is it 5 years from now? Probably. Well, what the fuck? What the fuck are we supposed to do with that? I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is if you're sitting on the sidelines just watching the spectacle, it's going to suck for you. It's going to suck bad. So you might as well fucking grab a surfboard. I hate the water. Okay. How do you like waves smashing you in the face? Oh, that's not good. All right. Well, paddle. Pick up a surfboard, paddle out. 2 choices. Deal with it or not. Anyway. Who will be the first to go? Selling hot dogs is a safer job than being a paralegal. It is. It is. And scene. Yeah, exactly. Let's go make some songs. All right, we're in create. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this interactive style. So I want you can either shout out on creatives outside of the ones that use see themselves on the side of soul versus soulless. Yeah, but Ashu, here's the okay. As someone, listen, I have a degree in fucking acting. Sorry, back on the soapbox, Brandon. Thank you. I have a degree in fucking acting, right? I've been a creative professional my whole life. The trope that creatives have right now that AI can't be creative is simply wrong because they're missing a huge part of the equation. These AI tools are not prompting themselves. There's a human being there sitting in the producer role. Now, how these tools produce content is completely different than how it's produced today. And it may feel like cheating and it may feel unfair. And it might feel like I spent 20 years learning music theory just to have some stupid fucking machine be able to do this. It's where we are. And what the creatives are discounting, the soul versus soulless thing, I agree that the technology on its own is soulless. But the technology, when you strap AI on and you sit in the producer role, and I say, hey, I've got an idea for this song called Weird Mary that was not my idea. I sort of said I wanted some non-traditional ideas. ChatGPT came up with that idea, and it sounded weird, and I liked just how it sounded. And then I stepped into the producer role, and I said, I'm going to take this idea of Weird Mary, and I'm going to turn this into something that I like. And then over the next 3 hours on this live, we crafted the lyrics. We co-wrote them. The irregulars, the people that were here, co-wrote them with me. We put them into Suno. I created, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 variations of the song until we got one that was like, ooh, that's weird. That's kind of cool. And then we tweaked it and tweaked it and tweaked it. And over 3 hours, we generated this thing that I was super happy with. That's the soul is me. The AI was just the tool that I used to take some nebulous idea and bring it to fucking life. So it's not soulless. It's a human being using a tool that's incredibly powerful. But again, if you're sitting on the outside of it and you assume that AI is this, you can make money with ChatGPT. You push a button and out squirts a musical, then yeah, of course you're going to resent it. Of course you're going to say it can never be creative. It's soulless. It will never have soul. They're absolutely right in their conviction, but they're not looking at the actual reality of how these tools are being used. So, whew. You want to go listen to Weird Mary? Have you all heard Weird Mary? I know the irregulars like, oh, Weird Mary. Kyle, could we not? Share this tab instead. Weird Mary from Cedar Hill. Can't be singing.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway.
The visuals here, Kelly Bosch did the visuals for this. She used ChatGPT to make the images, and then I think she used Luma Labs to animate them.
The whistle of the train echoes through the day. People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change, but the stories still unfold, each unique and strange. She grew up tough in the town we called home. Folks never took to her, no matter her tone. Longing to be on the inside, longing for love just a little. She found herself as a guest in the nervous hospital.
Like that line right there, she found herself as a guest in the nervous hospital. Nervous hospital was a line from Joker. Like throughout this song, there are things that people, humans with souls, contributed to this creative process, right? Shadow lighting in the direction of these visuals is chef's kiss, isn't it? And this is like a year and a half old. That song might benefit. You know, it's funny, Archetypal. I was just thinking that. Let's go find Weird Mary. Did we do Weird Mary in Suno? I think we did. Oh no, we did it in Udio. That's okay. All right, let me see if I can go find it. Hang on a sec. Weird Mary. We'll upload it into Suno and remaster it. We did this in Udio. Because that's right, because when we did this, Udio. So Suno when it was in version 3 had really bad compression artifacts. Everything sounded like auto-tune. It was really bad. And Udio was clean. So when we made Weird Mary, Udio was my tool of choice. And then when Suno 4 came out, it got better. And then when 4.5 came out, it got good. And then 4.5 plus came out. It was really good. And now 5's great. Let me see if I can find Weird Mary. Weird Mary Wave. Okay, there it is. That's it, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's go to Suno. So we're going to go plus audio. We're going to upload some audio. Am I sharing this? I'm not. Hang on. Let me go grab Weird Mary. Weird Mary. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. All right, that's FLAC. I guess I can open. Can it open that? Yeah. All right, save. All right, so it's uploading that clip. Let me share this tab. Okay. So here we are. So here's what we're gonna do. Oh, Erica's out of here. I gotta jump. See y'all tomorrow. All right. Peace out, Erica. Good to see you. All right, so we're uploading the Weird Mary clip, and then we're gonna do a remaster of this, which should be interesting. I've made thousands on my soulless writing. Yeah, there you go. I think that you are doing the job. Wait. Oh, thinking that you are doing the job, then realizing AI is mowing, and how you create believers in AI. Oh, how it's moving? Oh, how it's mowing and how you create believers in AI. Listen, I am personally a technology optimist, and I am personally, like, one of my passions in life, the through line in my career is finding ways to use new technology as a tool of self-expression for human beings. Oh wait, continue. Okay. So it's something I've been super passionate about my whole life. But I don't actually I don't love or hate AI. I'm excited to this thing's not uploading right. Something's broken here. We're losing you. Oh, yeah. I thought so. All right. Let me try something here. Open with QuickTime Player. And then let me export this as audio only. We'll do it to the desktop. Okay. Coming back now. Yeah, something was weird with that upload. It was a FLAC file, and I think that was bad. Okay, so now I've got it as a M4A file. Save. continue. I don't know. Maybe it's. You might lose me again here in a second. Was searching for this comment I left on LinkedIn recently. Thought it was me, Harry. Okay, did that upload? Yeah, it did. Okay, great. So now we're going to go create remaster. Variation strength, normal or high? We'll go normal. Remastering clip. The other thing that's amazing about this is how quick it does this. So we uploaded Weird Mary, and now here we are. We're done. There are only so many letters, but it's how you arrange them. There are only so many chords, but it's how you play them. That picture of the sunset you took, it's a replica. It's not real, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, one of the questions that bugs the fucking shit out of me right now is, oh, is that AI? Because if your answer is yes, I used AI for that, then they completely dismiss the work. Even if you only used AI for some small portion of it, it just drives me fucking crazy. Anyway, let's listen to AI, how AI ruined this AI song. Oh, that's cleaner. Oh, that's wild. That's bad. That muddied it up. It's weird. It's like taking the artifacts that were like bad audio and turning those into bad instruments. Yo, Andy, what's happening? You're watching the live. I don't know how long you've been watching. I've been ranting for about an hour.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway.
Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Let's experiment here. So we're gonna go remaster. I'm gonna make this one subtle. So the variation strength here, I'm gonna make it low. And then I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna remaster it. I'm gonna make it high. And then we're gonna do a cover of it. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to take the remix edit. And I'm going to do a cover. And then the cover, I'm going to do, let's see, acoustic folk rock style in a minor key with a male vocalist. Oh, that's interesting. So when it imported this, it wrote a description of the music. Huh. All right, so I'm going to do a version where I just leave that the same. Cover. And then I'm going to do a version where I just put Americana rock with acoustic and electric guitars, a solid beat. and let's see, and 3-part harmonies. And we'll create that. Okay, so let's go see what the fuck we've just created. Okay, so we had 2 versions that sucked. So these are the 2. The next 2 here are low variation. So this should sound like what we had. Yeah, that sounds more like it.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway.
That's not bad. So tomorrow, starting tomorrow, there's a new thing coming from Udia or from Suno called Suno Studio. And I think Premiere members, I think I'm a Premiere member. Premiere members get to play with this new studio. So what I'm going to be able to do is, like, right now, I feel like the mix in that early instrumental thing is weird, but I'm going to be able to go into it and take like the guitar levels and turn them down a bit. So like this, we might be able to go in and actually edit these songs like in the way you edit a real song. So this is the second version of that low variation.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day.
All right, I can hear it. It's good, but it's like, yeah. Like I feel like the original's fine, but I'm gonna give that one a thumbs up. Like that's a decent one. Okay, so these next 2 are with high variations. So these might get weird, but they might get better. That's cool.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town.
That's fucking awful. Oh, that's bad. All right, hate it. So now these are the covers. So the first two are the covers where we left the description, what it interpreted out of the song. Okay, so archetypal, yeah, kind of feels like the mediocre quality was part of the charm. It felt more vintage. I agree with you, but listen to this one. So what we were doing with that other ones was remastering it. So it was taking that, effectively taking that existing recording and trying to recreate it. These 2 things are covers. So like I can already hear this one. This one feels much cleaner to me, and this feels like someone actually covered the song. get so much cleaner.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town
This is good.
where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day. People greet you with a nod.
All right, let's hear this other one.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town.
I love that melody variation. Cedar Hill is a quiet town
where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day.
Yeah, this one's good.
People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change, but the story still unfolds, each unique and strange.
This is really good.
She grew up tough in the town we call home. Folks never took to her, no matter her tone. Longing to be on the inside, longing for love just a little. She found herself as a guest in the nervous hospital.
This one's really good. This one's really good. This is a really good. That's a really good version of the song. All right, now let's hear. So those two were both. It basically took its analysis of the musical style and applied it. So this next one is I just did a much more simple Americana rock with acoustic and electric guitars, solid beat, 3-part harmonies. So these should be even more different. And then we can also do this as a funk song that maybe let's do that. We'll do 70s funk. Just 70s funk. We'll just do it as 70s funk. We'll do it really simple. All right. So here's the Americana version. Listen to the drum. That drum is that's a much more like straightforward.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day. People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change, but the story still unfolds, each unique and strange. She grew up tough in the town we called home. Folks never took to her, no matter her tone. Longing to be on the inside.
There's the 3-part harmony.
Longing for love just a little.
That's 2-part harmony, but that's cool. All right, here's the other one. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot.
quiet town.
This one I like a lot.
Where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day. People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change, but the story still unfolds, each unique and strange. She grew up tough in the town we call home. Folks never took to her, no matter her tone.
All right, that one's cool. All right, let's listen to the funk one. And then I also did one while that other one was playing with a female vocal. So that should be fun. So this is 70s funk, right? Yeah.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town.
That's not 70s funk, but whatever. Yeah, neither of those really worked. All right, let me try something here. I'm gonna go. We'll do rap jazz plus studio recorded plus R&B. All right, so there's that one. All right, now let's go listen to. I did 2 with female leads. And this was the style here is just Americana rock, that Americana thing I wrote. Now I'm not remixing right now, Gareth. These are all covers. I found I didn't like the remixes. The original recording of it had too much like sonic mud in it that the remixes are trying to recreate. It just made it messy. So the covers I like better.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town.
I like it.
Where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day.
She sounds like Chrissy Hines.
People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change, but the story still unfolds, each unique and strange.
It's not Chrissy Hines. That's not how these things work. But anyway. Oh yeah, love that.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway.
This sounds like Sheryl Crow.
The whistle of the train echoes through the day. People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change, but the story still unfolds, each unique and strange. She Grew up tough
Oh yeah.
in the town we call home. Folks never took to her, no matter her tone. Longing to be on the inside, longing for love just a little. She found herself as a guest in a nervous hospital.
That's a good version of that song. All right, 2 more and then we'll call it a night. This is rap jazz studio recorded R&B. Like this. Oh, love that.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day. People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change, but the story still unfolds, each unique and strange.
That's fucking hot. I love this.
She grew up tough in the town we call.
See, it fucked that up. It fucked up the timing there.
Each unique and strange. She grew up tough in.
Yeah, that's not usable. I mean, you get what's cool about Suno is you can go in and you can just re-render that section of audio, which might be. But let's hear what the other one sounds like. Like that.
Cedar Hill is a quiet.
Dude, it did a sax solo of the fucking melody. Oh my god.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day.
That's good side hustle, maybe. Okay, so wait. So we're gonna keep all of these because I like this overall sound. So rap jazz studio recorded R&B, but then we're gonna put in Appalachian influence. That's really good. Appalachian. I'm glad you spelled that. Influence. Okay, Appalachian. Oh, I spelled it wrong still. There. Oh, I needed the capital. Okay. So we'll do 2 more. All right, 2 more. But let's keep listening to this one because this one's really tight.
People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change, but the story still unfolds, each unique and strange. She grew up tough in the town we called home.
Yeah.
Folks never took to her, no matter her tone.
Listen to her. She's in the fucking pocket here.
Longing to be on the inside, longing for love just a little. She found herself as a guest in the nervous hospital. Weird Mary from Cedar Hill, she howls when she's blue, of sadness and shame under the southern moon.
All right, I think that was my favorite one so far. That one's fucking sick. All right, that one's not rendering. Oh yeah, it rendered. It's just interface problems. Let's try that one. No, it's dead. All right, that one's dead. This one's alive. All right, this is the one where we added Appalachian influence at the end. So rap, jazz, studio recorded, R&B, Appalachian influence. Let's see how it does. Oh, nice. Horn section.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town.
Yeah.
Where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train.
That just had a weird bad chord.
Where the oak trees sway.
That's bad. All right, started getting the thumbs up. This one's making Champ sing.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day.
Damn.
People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change. But
this is kind of dirty. I like it.
The story still unfolds, each unique and strange.
She gonna break your fucking heart.
She grew up tough in the town.
Yeah, these two are both the ones with Appalachian influence.
We called home, folks never took to her, no matter her tone long.
Yeah, that it fucked up the timing pretty bad.
And to be on the inside, longing for love, just a little pose, each unique and strange. She grew up tough in the town we called home, folks never took to.
Yeah, that one's not usable. That's I'm gonna give that a thumbs down actually. Well, which made it disappear. That's fascinating. Okay. This is the one with Appalachian influence. I think this one's pretty good. Oh yeah, that's one of the other things you can do in Suno, and I haven't played with this much. Side Hustle Mimi said she liked the bye Kim Katkin. She liked that voice. You can take any of these voices and turn them into a character, a persona, and then use that voice in other songs. So that might be something to play with too. Love that.
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train.
This one's got that weird chord. All right, so which was our favorite? I think it was this one.
But the story still unfolds. The story still unfolds. oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day.
All right. Well, we could do this all night. Anyway, yeah, this is fascinating. And you know, again, it's like I go back to, you could absolutely argue that this is soulless music production, but I'm going to go back to, well, we took a song we put a lot of time into, we produced, there was a lot of ideas and inputs in it. It's a song we actually know and love because it was a good song, independent of how it was made. And now we're tweaking it, modifying it, pushing it into different areas. This is music production. Like, the fact that we don't have musicians, you know, running loops in a DAW doesn't mean it's not music. So anyway, whatever. That's again, there's like the theory of what this is, you can be enraged at. When you actually use these tools, the fact that it fucked up some of the chords and it fucked up the timing of the things, that's just like a musician fucked that up. It's like, well, we're going to save the recording. I don't know. Was it good enough for us to save? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we go try something else. Anyway, crazy. Yeah, we have no union scale. We just have my time and all of yours. Okay, cool. Why aren't musicians cloning their voice to prototype songs? I'm sure some are. I mean, listen, some people are jumping on this stuff. There's producers out there. Timbaland is a producer that's all over this right now. So anyway, all right, I got to get out of here. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. I don't think anything's going on. I'll see you at 8:00 tomorrow night. Have a fantastic evening. Peace out.